There is a specific moment, often subtle yet devastating, that haunts the minds of those who married a narcissist. It might have been the morning after the wedding, during the honeymoon, or the week the moving boxes were finally unpacked. It's the moment you looked at the person beside you, the one who moved mountains to be with you, who made movie-worthy promises, and who seemed to be your soulmate, and realized a stranger was standing in their place. It wasn't a gradual change. It was as if someone had flipped a switch. The intensity, the affection, the obsessive attention to detail, it all evaporated. In place of passion, a bureaucratic coldness set in, a latent irritation, or worse, absolute indifference. You asked yourself, what did I do wrong? Is it the stress of the wedding that changed him? Now that we're married, is this just what routine looks like? This doubt is the first shackle. The truth is that marrying a narcissist isn't the continuation of a love story. It is the beginning of a business transaction, where you are the acquired asset. The ring on your finger doesn't symbolize union to this personality. It symbolizes possession. What happens psychologically in a narcissist's mind when you say "I do" at the altar is something we need to dissect right now, because understanding this is the only way to stop blaming yourself for the failure of a relationship that, in reality, was never about the two of you. It was always about how you serve him. My name is Lauren Mitchell. My purpose with this channel is to show you that the problem was never you, and more importantly, that you are not alone. Let's validate what you felt. During the dating or engagement phase, you were in what we call love bombing. He needed to secure you. There was an urgency, an intensity. He mirrored your dreams and said exactly what you needed to hear. He was on a campaign trail, selling the best possible version of himself to win your lifelong vote. In your head, marriage was the mountaintop, the safe place where you would build a life. But for the narcissist, marriage isn't the mountaintop. It's the end of the hunt. Many women report that the change occurs almost immediately after the papers are signed. It's as if, upon leaving the courthouse or the church, the person beside them lets out a deep sigh and says internally, "There, the work is done. Now I can be myself." You begin to notice that deep conversations are replaced by one-word answers. Compliments about your appearance turn into veiled criticisms or suggestions on how you could improve. Physical intimacy, once used as a tool for connection and manipulation, now becomes scarce, or conversely, a mechanical demand void of affection. You try to rescue the man you fell in love with. You prepare special dinners, plan trips, and try to talk about feelings. The response you get is gaslighting. You're being too needy. You're never satisfied. We're married now. This is real life. Stop living in a fantasy. The pain here isn't just loneliness. It's betrayal. You feel like you were a victim of false advertising. And you were. Marriage to a narcissist is the materialization of the bait and switch. They sold you a dream to trap you in a reality where you serve only as life support for their ego. And this drastic shift isn't accidental. It's structural. To understand the depth of this, we need to analyze the first psychological pillar, the shift in dynamics from conquest to ownership. The narcissist operates under the logic of a hunter, not a farmer. A healthy partner is like a farmer. He plants, waters, tends to the land, waits for growth, and continues to care for it to ensure constant harvests over the years. Love is a daily construction. The narcissist is a hunter. His excitement lies in the pursuit, in the challenge of making someone difficult or special fall. For him, as long as you aren't officially his, you are a challenge. You are a shiny object he needs to capture to prove his own worth. Marriage is the moment the prey is caught and put in the freezer. When you sign that paper, in the narcissist's distorted mind, you stop being an autonomous person who needs to be won over and become an extension of him. You become a shelf item. Think of a collector who desperately wants a rare item. He spends a fortune, travels, negotiates, and loses sleep. But the moment he buys the item and puts it on the display case, the excitement ends. He barely looks at the object except to show it off to guests. This is exactly what happens to you. To him, the marriage certificate functions as a title of ownership. He feels he no longer needs to make an effort because, legally and socially, you are already secured. He believes you aren't going anywhere. This explains why the treatment worsens so much. He no longer sees a need to invest energy in maintenance. His energy now needs to go towards seeking new supply, whether through work, hobbies, or extramarital affairs. Because you are already a guaranteed static source of supply. You have become furniture, and nobody thanks a chair for being there. You just sit on it. If the chair breaks, you complain. That is how he sees your emotional needs now, as a defect in the furniture that inconveniences him. This leads us to the second pillar, which is the perverse dichotomy between the public and private roles. By getting married, you receive two unpaid and contradictory positions: the trophy and the punching bag. The narcissist loves being married. Observe this. They rarely stay single for long. They love the institution of marriage, not the partnership. Why? Because marriage confers status. Having a wife, especially if you are attractive, intelligent, successful, or empathetic, validates his image as a good man, a family man, a success. Publicly, he may even remain charming. He holds your hand at parties, posts photos on social media with romantic captions, words he never says to your face, and takes pride in your accomplishments as if they were his own. You are the accessory that completes his outfit. You are the trophy. But as soon as the front door closes, you become the receptacle for his frustrations. Because he sees you as an extension of himself, he projects onto you everything he hates about himself or the world. If he had a bad day at work, it's your fault, because dinner isn't ready or the house is messy. If he feels insecure, he belittles you to feel superior. This is where profound dehumanization sets in. He didn't marry you with your nuances, your bad days, your dreams, and your fears. He married the function you perform. He wants the wife who cleans the house, raises the children, manages his social life, and applauds him without ever asking for anything in return. The moment you express a need, I need you to help me, I feel lonely, I would like to be heard, you are breaking the script. In his mind, the toaster is talking, and toasters don't talk, they just work. When you reclaim your humanity, he sees it as insubordination. He feels genuine anger, not because you did something wrong, but because the object is demanding to be treated as a person. This is why you feel so lonely, even when you are with someone. You are living with someone who interacts with a projection of you, not the reality of who you are. The third and most dangerous pillar is the use of the marriage structure as a prison. The narcissist knows that leaving a dating relationship is easy, but leaving a marriage is complex, expensive, and painful, and he counts on that. Marriage provides the narcissist with tools of coercion he didn't have before. He uses financial ties, children, and social reputation to keep you trapped in the cycle of abuse. Often, after the wedding, financial abuse begins. He may suggest you stop working to take care of the family, or he may start strictly controlling expenses, or rack up debt in your name. The goal is to strip away your autonomy so you don't have the resources to leave when the mask fully slips. Furthermore, he uses the sanctity of marriage against you. If you are religious or come from a traditional family, he will exploit this mercilessly. Marriage is forever. You're going to destroy the family. What will people think? He uses your own values of loyalty and commitment to chain you to an unsustainable situation. He knows you will fight until exhaustion to make it work. He knows you don't want to be the divorced woman. He knows you fear for your children, and he exploits that resilience of yours. Your commitment to us is what allows him to abuse you. It is a psychological captivity where the bars are made of guilt and responsibility. The more you try to fix the marriage, the more power you give him, because he realizes he can push the limits further and further, and you will still be there, trying to hold things together. For the narcissist, marriage is the guarantee that he has a permanent punching bag that is too hard to throw away and too hard to leave. Take a deep breath now. I know hearing this is painful, because it confronts the hope you've nurtured for years, but clarity is the first step toward freedom. You need to understand that the problem isn't that you weren't a good wife. The problem isn't that you didn't have enough patience, or that you weren't attractive enough. The problem is that you signed a contract with someone who lacked the emotional capacity to fulfill his part, and who used the clauses of that contract to exploit you. The person you thought you married was a reflection of your own desires. The real human being living with you is the one who ignores you, criticizes you, and uses you. Marriage didn't change him. Marriage revealed him. Recognizing that you are married to a power structure rather than a loving partner allows you to stop expecting apples from a lemon tree. Stop trying to explain your feelings to someone who profits from your pain. Reclaim your identity in the little things. Go back to your hobbies, protect your finances, and strengthen your support network outside the home. You are not property. You are not an accessory. And the ring on your finger is not a life sentence of unhappiness. Understanding the dynamic is reclaiming the key to the cell. You have the power to redefine your life, with or without him. But now, with your eyes wide open, feel free to leave your story, your vent, or even a topic suggestion for the next video in the comments below. Access the link in the description to check out my ebook and the benefits of being a channel member. Click on the suggested video on the screen to stay with me. And remember, you are light. Never forget to shine.